Hey, welcome, folks. It's the Golf Gurus U.S. Open 2024. Yes, we are here. The Golf Gurus. You know what? The 13 outright golf gurus. That's right. Bob and Tony right here. And we have kicked butt. Even my dog, Coco, thinks so. Yes. Yes, she does. Folks, we got a special deal. Here's the deal. You sign up for the Golf Gurus picks. There's a link below in the description. All right. Sign up for 1 week. $25 is what it's going to cost you just for 1 week. All right. We're going to give you our daily Sports Nuts plays for that week. You're getting double the amount. And trust me, we've been pretty hot on the Sports Nuts plays, okay? So if you want to put some money in your pocket, there's a link below in the description. We are brought to you by OddsJam, as I show you one more time. This is, I believe, number 17 at Pinehurst, number 2, which is going to be a very, very interesting course. As you know, Tony, one of the things that they did several years ago is they mixed in they made it the way that it was originally intended to be. So some of the rough is not there, and you're going to have some sand and some really, you have the chance to have some very weird lies in this golf tournament. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was actually looking at the course and all the changes that they made, and it kind of looks like sometimes if you hit it a bit wider and a bit farther out on some of the holes, you might be in better shape than if you missed the fairway by just a few feet. I mean, because like you said, some of the stuff that's right outside, but what I'm more interested in is these greens and getting around these greens. I mean, I've seen some videos these last couple of days of people in the practice rounds and the caddies just dropping a ball and it looks like it's just going to stay right there, and then it rolls about 15 feet in any direction that you don't even look. So it's going to be an interesting game when you get up and down there.
Now, here's another thing to consider in all this. I want to point this out. Some of these fairways, the further down you get, the longer you drive the ball, the less wide the fairway is. So if you're a big hitter and you want to pound it down there, good luck, because you got less width to work with. And I'm telling you right now, the long hitters are going to probably have to step back and use a driving iron at times, which is a whole different way to play golf in the modern world. And I'd like to see some of that personally. I don't know about you.
Oh yeah, I mean, this is what majors is all about. I mean, with the guys that are in the field, the final score will most likely be in the minus, in the negative. But you want to see some chaos here at the U.S. Open. You want to see some double bogeys from the superstars and some people fighting at the cut line at multiple numbers over par.
Right.
So yeah, you love to see, if you're a real golf fan, you love to see the best players in the world play on a difficult course. And I looked at the weather, which is always important in a major and in any golf tournament, and it looks beautiful this week. So you're not going to really have any issues with any rain or anything like that, which is another bonus, and the course is going to look beautiful. But that also means that that ball is just going to run. There's not going to be much give in those fairways or on that green. So where you hit the ball, it could end up in a totally different place than where it landed.
Absolutely, absolutely. So here's what we're going to do now. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. We're going to go to the OddsJam golf page, the U.S. Open page. We're just going to look at the outrights here. And we're going to start with, obviously, the top ones are Scotty, Rory, Xander, Hovland, Oberg. Rahm has withdrawn from this tournament. What is the actual situation with Jon Rahm? I got to be honest with you, I didn't read about it. Go ahead, tell me.
Yeah, so he hurt something in his foot, as far as I'm concerned, and it was bothering him. I'll pull it up right here. But yeah, he had an infected sore located between his little toe and the next toe on his left foot, according to good old Marty Smith from ESPN. So definitely not walking a whole weekend on that.
Right.
Playing golf on that. So a pretty unfortunate and a little silly of an injury.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know how a toe can bother you, especially when you're playing golf. So we're
right.
definitely taking Rahm out of any of our handicapping.
Right. So Rahm being gone, I think that moves a guy like Morikawa up the ladder. Let's face it, Colin's been playing really, really good. Okay.
Yeah.
And let's not forget, Cam Smith is still there. Okay. If we're doing the top golfers here right now up to plus 2,500, you know, you gotta fit Cam in there, and of course Tommy Fleetwood. Now, where we pick these guys, you'll find out when we do the picks. You know, as you know, folks, we put a quarter unit on the outrights, a half a unit on the top fives, 3/4 of a unit on the top tens, and a full unit on the top 20s. And the top 20s have been helping us get through some of these tournaments, helping us win some money. So
yeah, to be honest with you, Bob, that is mostly what we like to give out for bet sizes. But Scotty Scheffler's kind of changing the game this season on that.
Right.
I mean, when you're getting the best golfer in the world at numbers like plus 300, plus 400, plus 600, sometimes we are throwing in a half unit. We've even thrown 3/4 of a unit on Scotty in a couple tournaments for an outright. So definitely when we give you guys out the plays in that DubClub, look at how much we're putting on our unit size and our bet sizes there. Because with a guy like Scotty, to make profit, if you are going to bet on him, which any smart golf handicapper would, you do have to throw in a little bit more on him to cover, just in case a guy like Xander or Rory will come out and take it from him.
And let's face it, okay? Scotty's the best golfer in the world, and he's won 5 tournaments this year, okay? And you know what? There's a damn good chance he's going to win again.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, and if you look,
this course might fit him better than any other major course except for Augusta. It might fit him better than any other course that he's going to play a major on. So yeah, Scotty, I'll give you guys a spoiler alert and a little free play. Scotty's going to be on our card somewhere.
Yeah, there you go. Now, here's the thing. I think of the last 3 U.S. Opens, and he definitely is a threat for top 5, because I think 2 of those he finished in the top 5. So Scotty is there no matter what, folks. Now, if we go on down the line, and once we get past Fleetwood, we've got a 2-time Open winner in Brooks Koepka. The problem with Brooks, as you said, your concern with him is his scrambling ability. And, you know, because that is going to come into play pretty heavily in this tournament. It's the U.S. Open. You're going to have to find a way. You're going to miss greens, and you're going to have to find a way to get up and down.
Well, yeah, and I mean, Brooks is one of the best golfers in the world, and he played great the other day at a tough course, actually, in Houston in the Live tournament, and he shot, I think, a 65 or something like that. So he's on point, and he's definitely playing great. Another issue I just have with him is if he's not in it in the first couple rounds, he's completely out of it. And he rarely ever fights back to get in it. So if you don't see Brooks at the top of the leaderboard by about midday Friday, you're probably not going to. So that's just an issue, if he comes out firing or not.
And you got to put him in this category with Jordan Spieth and Bryson DeChambeau too. These are 3 former U.S. Open champions. Okay.
Yeah.
So where do
Bryson's playing great as well.
Yeah, he's not as well as I thought he was going to. I thought he was going to take that momentum from the PGA and really run with it. Don't be surprised, though, if he doesn't run with that momentum being back on the PGA Tour again, okay? I got to tell you, the excitement on the PGA Tour blows away what Liv's got going on, man. Sorry. Just not the same level of intensity. And Jordan Spieth, I don't even know what to think about this guy now.
No idea what to do with him.
Yeah, he's so inconsistent. His putting just comes and goes, and when it goes like it goes downhill. Now let's look at the next set of guys, and two of them on the Live Tour, because we've got a few Live guys in here, and that's Neiman and Hatton. They're at the top of the next level of players. Obviously we've won with Neiman a couple times on the Live Tour. What are you thinking about these two guys? Any?
Yeah, I mean, I like both those guys a lot. Miss those guys on the PGA Tour for sure. But this week, if you're going to ask me to lean either way between both of them, I'll just answer Hatton. I think he fits this course better. I love that number there at plus 34 on FanDuel. I mean, if you look at it plus 25 on ESPN, and you can get an extra $900.
Yeah.
On FanDuel there. If you're putting both of them up against it, I'll take Hatton out of the two. But both great golfers coming from the Live Tour into a major, so you can't go wrong putting either one of them on the card.
And Shane Lowry just completely blew it for me last week because he completely fell apart. I mean, what did he do? He shot 12 over?
Yeah, and we've been so close on hitting on him on a couple really good picks, like plus 400s, plus 500s on a few finishes, and he's always right there, it seems like, and then just blows it. So
he completely blew that. So he went off my board. A guy that I'm curious about is Max Homa. I don't know what to think about him. I was really disappointed in his last tournament that he didn't show up a little bit more, because he's the kind of golfer that I thought was ready to ascend. And another guy who just missed the cut last week, just like Spieth did, Patrick Cantlay. It's hard to figure him out. I never thought that he would have missed the cut last week. That just kind of blew me away. That was something that I was not expecting at all. And the other one, Cam Young. What in the heck is going on with him? Is he ever going to break through or not?
Yeah, I mean, out of those three guys, I mean, Cantlay's having a terrible year compared to his standards. I agree with Homa. One of the more likable golfers, it seems like, just because of his personality and social media and funny quotes and being a relatable dad to some of us. And then Cam Young just always seems to check all the boxes when you're doing your research for every tournament, and then he never shows up for any of them.
I know.
So I've seen all three of them show up a little bit on some models this week, and they're all pretty much right around the same number, it looks like. So pick your favorite golfer out of the three and ride with them if you're making me choose out of those three.
Okay, now I'm going to throw another one at you, which is Hideki. He's plus 4,100 on FanDuel. That's a heck of a number. I love that. Hideki is a very interesting player. Does he have enough, though? Does he have enough of... We know that he can fire at pins. Does he have that scramble game? Is it a good enough scramble game to get him through a U.S. Open? That is going to be interesting.
Yeah, actually, out of everyone on that screen, from Neiman all the way down to Clark, I've got Hideki as my favorite. Out of just that screen that's right there, I think Hideki, as an outright, you could sprinkle on, but definitely in a finishing position. Definitely as a top Japanese player, I think you could look at in a few different markets if you're into looking at some different player prop bets. But yeah, Hideki having a great season, has already come through for us a few times on a couple big hits this year. So yeah, I actually do like Hideki a lot this week.
Let's also go to in this next group that's got Will Zalatoris, Tom Kim, Dustin Johnson, last year's Open champion, Wyndham Clark that you can get at plus 5,000. Are you kidding me? And Minwoo Lee. There is some interesting stuff going on here, folks. First of all, Tom Kim is moving. He seems like he's elevated. Okay, every time I'm looking, he's on a leaderboard, and it seems like his play is going to become more and more consistent. And I always get confused as to whether I should go with Siwoo Kim or Minwoo Lee. And I got to tell you, Minwoo Lee has been moving up the leaderboard too. But how can Clark be at only plus 5,000? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, out of all the golfers you just named, I'm not sure I'm too much of a fan of any of them this week too much, except for maybe Wyndham in a finishing position, and a sprinkle at plus 5,000 when DK's sitting there at plus 35. I mean, you kind of gotta sprinkle on that, but he did show up on one of my models here. Tony Finau also playing really well right now. A guy you didn't mention who's sitting right there at plus 5,000, has a few top tens in the last few tournaments. And this is why you watch the show and you get to choose yourself out of Siwoo or Minwoo. I like Siwoo and you like Minwoo.
I like Minwoo.
So you can take whoever you want out of those two if you're choosing a woo.
Actually, I really like Tom Kim. I mean, overall, maybe not for this tournament and winning, but he's got some game. Finau.
I love Tom Kim's game, just maybe not this week, like you said.
Right. Finau's putting kind of turns me off. Now, Ricky Fowler had an ascension last year at the U.S. Open, finished in the top 5, I believe. And as we're getting down here, we've got Fowler. Let's start with Harman, Fowler, M, Reed, Hoyard. Let's not forget Robert McIntyre, and Sam Burns, all the way up to plus 8,000. There's some really interesting plays in here. Justin Rose.
And you just scroll down, and I like Sahith, Straka, and Connors all at that number better than any of the guys that you said before them. And getting those guys at that number is just absurd. I mean, Sepp Straka's playing out of his mind right now. And to get him at that number, you kind of have to sprinkle on that. Corey Connors has been in finishing positions for us all season, made us a bunch of money. And then Sahith, same way, having a great season. Definitely on the ascension as one of the better young golfers, I think. And those three guys sitting there at that number on DK. Rainbow sprinkle that.
That's pretty insane. Tiger is at plus 12,500.
I'll pass.
Yeah.
But hey, actually, we gave out Tiger to miss the cut in the last video, and that hit, unfortunately. I think he might actually have a chance with all the golfers that are out there, 150 something golfers. I think Tiger Woods at plus 210 on FanDuel to make the cut could be a play here.
Okay, so let me see if I can find it, because it's hard to scroll through here and find what I'm looking for with Tiger, and I'm not seeing it yet. I for him to not make the cut is minus 310. So obviously, what did you say it was on?
I saw it on FanDuel earlier today at plus 210 to make the cut.
Okay.
And I don't recommend putting him in the top 20, even the top 40. But I think at plus 210, if you're looking for a fun player prop and you're looking to bet Tiger this weekend and cheer for him, I think that is the best financial advice I have for Tiger Woods.
I got a couple of really interesting picks here that you might want to take a look at. Billy Horschel to miss the cut. Now you're probably going, why are you thinking this, Bob? But he is to miss the cut at plus like 210. To make the cut He's at minus 172. I don't think Billy Horschel's game fits this golf course.
Are there what is it listed by
Plus
by
120.
odds?
No, it's plus 124 for him to miss the cut, and to make the cut is minus 172. So you know, there guys like Keegan Bradley to miss the cut at plus 138. Alex Noren plus 146.
He's playing great.
Yeah, but you know, we are talking the U.S.
Major,
Open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Major. So you know, you gotta look at some of these. For Tiger to make the cut, you are absolutely right. Plus 210 on FanDuel, and I say, as you said, that needs to be our play, our free play coming out of this video. What do you think?
Let's do it. We hit on Phil making the cut in the first major of the season. We hit on Tiger missing the cut in the last one. And let's roll with Tiger this week.
That's right. Let's do it. So here's what we're doing, folks. Get in there. You know, if you want to just do the golf picks, 14-day free trial. But if you want them just weekly, you can pay $25. And right now we have a U.S. Open special. We are going to give you the Sports Nuts plays for a full week. Okay. Don't forget, we're up 50 units in golf. We're up 15 units roughly in our regular picks.
And we do this every week. We're doing the Travelers next week. We've got the Rocket Mortgage in 2 weeks. We put out picks every week. So if you're a golf fan and you're looking to bet on golf, yeah, we're up 50-some units this year, and we're there every single week.
That's right. So thank you for joining us. Great show as always, Tony. Thank you for joining me. Folks, as Tony says, we'll see you where?
We'll see you at the window.